Hello to all my friends out there. I hope everyone is doing okay. Okay, this video is the solution to unaffordable food is to stockpile. Think about the olden days, like a long time ago, if you didn't plant crops and can the food, you would starve. Or if you didn't grow the food, or if you didn't raise the cattle, if you didn't secure enough resources, you would starve. You really would. If you survived, you wouldn't do it again. I noticed on YouTube, some of the ladies that go to the food pantry are putting up with some pretty bad abuse from the followers. And I'm thinking, yeah, I bet you if I went to the food pantry. Okay, tonight is the night. I bought this for 25 cents from Dollar Tree. I bet you there are people out there just waiting so they could pounce on me. I'm not the kind of person who would be affected by abuse. So when I was young, I got a divorce, and it wasn't that I needed food or welfare, but I needed medical and dental. And so I had some medical and dental when I was married, but sometimes, like the working poor, do not realize how bad it is. So what I had was, I had rotten teeth. I've always hated to go to the dentist. And I remember I had a cavity here, probably from drinking regular Coke. And I had big cavities, and the dentist said these cavities are big enough to smuggle diamonds. And my son had dental decay. So I just felt like I could survive. I think this is a lot of single people or a lot of poor people. I could survive, but it wouldn't necessarily be a smart thing to keep on going this way. So I bought these. I don't know where I bought these. I bought these for like, how much I paid for these? I paid 49 cents. So I go to the welfare department. No idea how to do it. And I got up to the window and I started crying hysterically. Because I was humiliated, but just, you know, and I was bitter for years over this. I blamed my ex-husband, and here I am trying to take care of my son. So I didn't realize how bad I looked. And the lady said, wait here. You know, after she talked to me, she goes, wait here. And she went and she got a check for $100 and she gave it to me. And they gave me food stamps. So I was so grateful. I started crying hysterically. I'm gonna melt this chocolate. And so I had a budget of $25 a week for food, and I went to Food for Less. And so you might be saying, I wouldn't even tell anyone this story. Well, I'm getting around to a point. So the point is, I had always been working. I had lost my house. I had lost a lot of stuff because of my husband. But I didn't realize how bad I was. And so some of the comments on this one channel was, you are working. So maybe you can get by without going to the food pantry or the welfare department. But if you need to go, I would go. I wouldn't let... First of all, you know, that's kind of mean, but, you know, people, it's not a big deal. People are mean, okay? I could tell you a million stories. Okay, so think about, if you need help, go get it. That's all you have to do. And the main thing I want to talk about is stockpiling. Well, one more minute. So start out with potatoes. So I'm still stockpiling. I go, this is not the time to stop. And who knows what's around the pike. They're saying, you know, the working, oh, perfect. Look at this. So you bought your pretzels marked down for 49 cents. So I'm glad I did. I'm just going to make a few. What I do is I use pretzels just like bread, and I drop them into soup. Okay, so today, I'm thinking about, think about potatoes, beans, and rice. Okay, beans, I could have gotten beans today, $10.99 for 10 pounds at Ralph's. I'm able to buy high quality rice at, let's see if I have some kind of little fork. Oh, maybe a knife. Rice, so what I would do now, you know, you think this is bad times? No, it can be a lot worse. I thought some of the hardest years were the Clinton years. Everyone remembers them fondly. I could have starved, to tell you the truth. Also, the Vietnam War was no picnic. That was a lot of the problem with my ex-husband. No excuses for him, but... So think about, of these three, you can grow beans. Here is an example back here. It's hard to grow rice, and you can grow potatoes. So, but I don't want to rely on that. I want to show you something. I saved these on purpose. See the eyes, just plant them, and each one will grow. I'm going to plant them soon into a big potato plant. We want to get over this thing of I can't. So today I went to my favorite store. You know why I like Ralph's? You know, they are so nice. The bathroom was out of commission, and they asked me, and another lady, did we want to go into the employee bathroom? And I said, well, yeah, if you wouldn't mind. And, you know, they were just nice as pie about it. So when I was checking out, I usually get the really nice checker. That cannot be said for all the grocery stores I shop in. Grocery Outlet is pretty good. Okay, and the girl, I said, you know, I'm just looking for good deals. And she goes, yeah, I just bought too many potato chips. And I thought, you can't really buy too many potato chips, because potato chips, if you get good ones, are like potatoes. So what I bought was, I bought packages of potatoes. I didn't take them out of the bag. Guess not. Okay, I got these kind. I got 3 of them. I usually stockpile 2 or 3, but for me, this is 3. This is 6 meals. The reason I'm not cooking is because I had the broccoli cheese bake, and I had a pile of potatoes, and I'm not hungry yet. So look, here's an example. Okay, what is this? Roast. Okay, we'll get into that in a minute. So I bought 3 bags of potatoes, and she was saying, yeah, there was a deal. I go, if I worked here, I'd be broke. She goes, yeah, I bought 10 packages of chips because it was buy one, get one free. And I thought, oh, I wish I had been there. And so I said, but your chips can count as potatoes in some. So I wish I had bought 10 Dollar Tree. And so you have your sandwich in the day. They used to always give you, these are another one that's hard to find. And these are better than the ones that come in a canister. I wish I had bought 10. And next time they bring them back, I probably will. So, okay, so you can grow potatoes. But just keep in mind, if something happens and there's some kind of potato crop failure, that's why you want to start growing this stuff. You grow your potatoes, and then you have potatoes so you can plant some beans. These are 15 beans. Let me show you. Look at this. They say radishes. These are radishes. This is less than 2 weeks. So pretty soon, I have successfully grown quite a bit of radishes. So potatoes, potato chips. I would, now, you know, these were the cheap 15 bean soup. So I thought, you know, in a famine, I want to have the better beans for my seeds, if possible. My son and I really love I made Rocky Road candy. I just put, it was walnuts and marshmallows, and then, you know, I pressed them into, you know, like a square, and I cut them up. So I thought these would be kind of nice to eat once they harden up. So, okay, and then I have a lot left, and then I just eat them like chips, like crackers. Okay, so number one thing is chips and potatoes, but I always tell my son, if you ever have to eat rice and beans, make sure you have potatoes. Cornbread would be super duper too, but it makes all the difference. Just like I had a pretty cheap meal last night, we'll get into that. And I had made mashed potatoes, and I was eating that today, and I go, these potatoes make all the difference. I still look tired. I got very sick with my insomnia. I don't know. I heard the most ridiculous thing. They said Michael Jackson used to force himself to sleep for 3 days because that's where he got his creative genius. And I thought, you are obviously not an insomniac. The guy was a worst insomniac. Poor guy. I feel sorry for him. Mine is worse since I've gotten older. Okay, now number 2, dairy. Okay, so if we have to stop eating meat for some reason, or if it gets very expensive and we want to substitute dairy for meat. So I am substituting dairy for meat so that I can keep my consumption of meat at dinner for about a 1/4 pound, because I'm not so sure that is meat sometimes. And we are told not to eat blood or blood products. So today at Ralph's, I got this. This was actually cheaper. This is Ralph's brand cheese. And so I learned this from the carnivores. Check the ingredients. Contains milk. Milk and cheese cultures, salt and enzymes. So you have real cheese, and so you can make some grilled cheese sandwiches, or we'll get into that too. Then I decided keep making yogurt. The yogurt making, so they had the good yogurt, I think this is the Ralph's brand, for 49 cents. So I can make 4 cups of yogurt. All I need is a can of evaporated milk. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm finding low-cost meals, and I'm storing food for them. So thinking about dairy, like powdered milk. Okay, number 3 things, fats and oils. So I mentioned yesterday that Ralph's had their brand of shortening for $5.99. That is a fabulous deal. So I bought one. So either 3 gallons of oil or 3 of these will last me a year. And I think these are probably the cheaper way to go. So think about eggs, beef, and pork. Butter, olive oil, fats and oils, and sugar, because those are the foods that are likely to go up in price shortly. And then I find the toilet paper to be the best deal at Ralph's. Okay, now, so one of the things you can store are these 5-ounce cans of tuna and white chicken. I used this one last night, so I made enough food for 2 meals because I made a half a batch of this stuff. So the thing is what I learned in just the past couple days, if you get the good cheese and you put that in your low-cost food, and the other thing, speaking of cheese, is I put like this in my food with my cheese too, because this is cheap, a lot cheaper. So it was 1 cup Jiffy baking mix, 1.5 cups pre-cooked chicken, 1 package of broccoli. I made this solely because I had broccoli. 1.5 cups cheddar cheese, 3 eggs, 1 cup milk, seasoned salt. I used garlic and herb and pepper, bake 400. So that's what I had with mashed potatoes, and that is why I'm not hungry, and I still have a lot of food left in there. So I want to eat that. And then I want to give you the nuggets. Okay, you can use chicken breast, but you can also use canned chicken. This one at the bottom is the canned chicken. But I think when I make meatballs from now on, I'm going to do this Bisquick recipe. I'll show you in 1 minute, but here's the recipes. So this is the one, I didn't use half and half. I used 1 part mozzarella to 1/2 part Parmesan. And here's the Bisquick meatballs. What's good about these is you can bake these in the oven. So those are cheap meals, and I had a half a batch, makes a lot, and I have 6 meatballs left in the freezer. And these can be made out of a 5-ounce can. Okay, cans of evaporated milk, so you can make yogurt. And then chili, baked beans, and beef stew. So I find the beef stew from Dollar Tree to be pretty good. But the thing about this is you can stretch this with pasta, rice, or potatoes. Or you can make this with pasta and have potatoes on the side. Or you can put rice underneath this stuff. And with the pork and beans, you can put hot dogs or sausage or bacon in the pork and beans, and you can serve that with eggs and toast. And then speaking of beef stew, I think I got this one for $1.79, so it was only a little bit more money than the Dollar Tree beef stew. And this is good with baked potatoes or garlic bread or rice or pasta. And then I started stockpiling these cheeses so that I have Velveeta cheese, I have good cheese, and I have these two, which I will be using in some stuff. They're cheap. Okay, so that was for the canned meals. Canned milk and canned meals. Okay, the most popular foods during the Depression were meatloaf and corned beef. Wonder Bread, Bisquick, 1933. You know, that Bisquick is good. I don't know why I haven't been making stuff. Miracle Whip, 1939. Cream of mushroom soup. Okay, when I stockpile soup, it's not easy to find. The minestrone soup is a complete meal because you have your vegetables, you have pasta, and you have beans in here. You have an assortment of ingredients. You have tomato puree, carrots, celery, light red kidney beans, green beans, pasta, diced peas, spinach, garbanzo beans. So this is better than cream of mushroom soup, but cream of mushroom soup can be used to make tuna casserole, but I prefer tuna casserole with like macaroni and cheese or Alfredo myself. This grape soda tastes good because I got it for $0.25. Okay, and then I try to get boxes free, you know, if I see them laying around. And then I'm stockpiling up tons of tea because I'm preparing to go for months without buying any significant amounts of food. This food kind of demonstrates, like the cheese was $7.99, which is a really good price. The shortening was $5. I have the money now, so now is the time. All right, let me give you a shot of the list. So I want to encourage my followers to do what you need to do to make sure you don't really get down and out. Okay, I want to mention one of the comments was, you don't look poor enough to go to the food pantry, to this woman. And so yesterday or the day before, during my insomnia attack, I was by the Walmart, or it was by the food pantry in Oak Cajon, and let me tell you, the people really did look like, I don't know where they came from. They really did look like they needed to be there. It's no joke. Okay, I'm going for cans of turkey, tuna, and chicken. Okay, I can buy the tuna and chicken, but I can also easily can turkey. Now this is why they're trying to push the poor people into this. The cheapest food is plant-based. Unless you buy the prepared vegetarian food, I've been watching for that to go on sale, and it never does. Okay, so now think about bread. When there's a flour shortage or when bread gets expensive, Ralph's had the really good Harvest something bread for $1.99, but I had just bought the Walmart brand for $1.69, and you can eat 2 sandwiches and it's going to keep you full. That is the main thing, so you're not starving. Think of grilled cheese, so I've been using my Velveeta cheese. Deviled ham, that was really good. 1 can makes 2 sandwiches. Tuna, 1 can makes 2 sandwiches. Egg salad. Eggs are not the cheapest anymore, but 2 eggs. Peanut butter and jam. I buy the little jars of peanut butter. I did get a peanut butter at Ralph's marked down, some kind of strange brand. I don't care. I'll eat it on crackers with soup. BLT and breakfast sandwiches with eggs and cheese. You can just be eggs and cheese, or it can just be eggs with sausage, bacon, or ham. Okay, now about cheap food that's worth stockpiling. Top ramen. So on top ramen, you can add eggs, onions, like chives, and veggies. And meat, if you have it, like Spam. Fry some Spam. Biscuits. Okay, my customer, the ladies used to tell me the stories, and I used to think, oh my God. And many times I think about, this is why it was very hard to get my sympathy if I used to know you, because they had no sympathy for me. But she was homeless, she said, her and her son. And finally, someone gave them some kind of trailer her son had to go to school being homeless. And it was some kind of like rat trap trailer, and the ceiling leaked. When you come off of that, you don't have good skills. So it was miserable, but it was better than homeless. And she said the first thing she made was sausage and sausage gravy and biscuits. What I do is I make the sausage, I fry it in patties, and then I take them out and I make the gravy, and then I have on one side of the biscuit the sausage, and on the other side the gravy. That's just the way I do it. Okay, biscuits with shrimp and grits. It doesn't have to be shrimp. It can be biscuits with bacon and grits, Canadian ham on grits, eggs on grits with biscuits. Biscuits with eggs, ham, Spam, biscuits with soup, stew, and then dumplings. You just cut your biscuits if they're you make your biscuit, or you buy them, cut them in some little squares, and you get your soup really hot and boiling, and you throw your biscuits on top of there for dumplings. Okay, pancakes. This is what's so great about the waffle. You can make pancakes, the Jiffy mix, with eggs and toast and jam, or biscuits. Pancakes with grape jam, bacon, corned beef, sausage, or ham. So let me give you a shot of this page. So don't get hysterical if you don't have much money. Try to buy a big package marked down. There was a lot of good markdowns at Ralph's today. Rice, number 4, rice. Spanish rice, rice pudding, fried rice, gravy with small bites of meat, and rice with milk and sugar. Bread, French toast, milk with sugar, gravy, pork and beans with eggs, with bread, with toast. Bread pudding, a sausage sandwich is just bread with mustard. It can be a sausage patty, or it can be a pork chop. So, like, say if you're pushed into veggies, if you're not a vegetarian, I've been buying squash because you get so much food, like butternut or acorn. One night you can stuff them with like meatloaf or rice, like, and then on the other half you can make soup. What I do is I just cook the squash. I peel it, I cover it with water, I cook it down, I add salt, pepper, and sugar, and then I puree it. On this side, I make a thin white gravy with butter. I melt it with a little flour, and I cook the raw taste out of the flour, and then I add milk little by little by little. It does not have to be cow's milk. It can be any kind of milk. It could be nut milk. It could be coconut milk, and then you add your pureed sausage, and you're going to have a big pot of soup. That's why you need flour. If we get a flour, that's why I bought the flour. Okay, so zucchini, you can dip your zucchini in pancake batter from your Jiffy and then fry them. You can fry all this stuff in an air fryer, or you can stuff them with meatloaf or meat. Eggplant, the best way to make them is, what I do with them is I bake them. I top them with spaghetti sauce and with mozzarella cheese, like an eggplant parmesan, green peppers. I put on the eggplant, I put egg. You can slice them like a steak, egg and breadcrumbs, and fry them and then top them that way, or you can bake them down. Green peppers, I usually stuff them with meatloaf, or it could be rice, like Spanish rice. Okay, casseroles. Tuna casserole, enchiladas. The way I make enchilada casseroles is I just don't roll them. I layer them, tortillas, meat, enchilada sauce, cheese, all the way up like that. Macaroni and cheese with hamburgers. Hot dogs, hamburger helper. Don't forget, I made a great hamburger helper. So you add your good cheese, you can add some meat, you can add some vegetables. So all you have to know for casseroles is protein, starch, vegetables, sauce, and cheese. I want to get this stuff out there for my followers because I have a lot of new followers. So if you're new, hi. But if you're old, I'm sure you're glad you are because you have food in the house. Okay, now about frozen food. Don't discount frozen food, but buy it marked down or on sale. Pot pies, nuggets, fries, pizza, fish fillets. That's the best way to get fish fillets. And make French fries or buy frozen burritos. And then those sandwiches from Dollar Tree. They have breakfast sandwiches, they have hamburgers, and they have fish sandwiches. So what I like to do on the chicken sandwiches is I do it just like McDonald's with mayonnaise. lettuce and tomatoes. And then a lot of tea. And then, so I wanted to mention with the chocolate pretzels, it could be Walmart, it could be walnuts and marshmallows, raisins, peanuts, almonds, or bananas. Okay, let's see. Oh, I wanted to mention something. You know, I've been saving every little plastic container, every glass bottle, and I thought, what is wrong with this darn kitchen? I threw everything in a garbage bag, and I had like a garbage bag, and I had this impulse to take it straight out to the garbage. And I thought, well, just wait. I might hit the garbage. I had everything. I had plastic bags. I had all kinds of meat trays like this. It was driving me nuts. Okay, you guys, I will see you later. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye.